Live, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Ayanda. Well, it's nice that you have me on.
Kabelo, you know, I look at you and I mention the name Kabelo and something in my brain is just going into panic mode and telling me, surely this can't be. You must get a lot of unique looks, raising a few eyebrows when you introduce yourself. How have people reacted to the fact that your name is Kabelo?
Well, Ayanda, as you just now reacted, as you can imagine, it's a positive and a negative. It's definitely transcending stereotypes, and I think some people are uncomfortable because it's not what they always expect. But it is just my name. I'm born with it, and my mom gave it to me. It's who and what I am, and yeah, I'm comfortable with it, so people normally adjust with it, so yeah.
What have your parents told you about why they decided to name you Kabelo?
Well, Ayanda, I'm the youngest of four, and in Sotho, Kabelo means gift from God. And that was the reasoning behind my parents' decision to call me Kabelo.
And is there any particular reason why they chose an African name for that and didn't go with perhaps a gift from God or something Western or Jewish or Hebrew or whatever it is? Is there a particular reason why they decided to give you a black African name? Was there some significance in that?
I think just the fact that I'm born in South Africa, and they are also South Africans, they're not first generations, and it's just, I'm also South African, so why not?
And tell me, you've now decided to study politics, and you're so active also in the social and cultural aspect of things when it comes to your particular tertiary institution. Why have you decided to focus on building South Africa instead of perhaps enhancing your own personal values? You've decided to give back to the country and study something that could progress the country.
Well, it's something that I've been passionate about ever since growing up, and I think particularly on Heritage Day, when we look back to where we come from and acknowledge those who came before us, I think it's just our responsibility, those that have the gift to study, to give back to society. And I mean, I think you would agree with me that, I mean, South Africa can be a tremendously successful country if we just transcend stereotypes and talk with one another. We can be so much more. And that's what I want to contribute towards in the future and what I'm trying to do already.
Do you think you're unique in your perspective, or are your peers around you also focused on heritage?
That's sort of the beauty of it, Ayanda. I had the privilege to attend a summit this weekend in Cape Town. It was an inter-university summit. And I met amazing people from Joburg, Pretoria, just as passionate about South Africa. So in that regard, I'm definitely not as unique. There are many people my age who are just as interested in building South Africa. So I would say I'm not that unique, just as passionate.
And how do you plan on living out your dreams here in South Africa? What do you plan to do? What do you want to be remembered for? Because I look at you and I see so much hope and so much promise, as I do when I look at many young South Africans, and I wonder what it is you want to achieve in your life, and especially this Heritage Day when we look at culture and tradition and history. What is it that you would like to be remembered for?
Sure, that's a big question. But I would say, if I can contribute towards just people acknowledging that we're first and foremost all unique individuals, before we fit into any stereotypes, be it gender, race, or culture, we're all just first human beings, individual and unique in our own way. And if that's what I can contribute towards realizing in South Africa, then that would be superb.
And I think you've already started setting out your footprint. You can tell us a little bit about your initiative with when it comes to the African Identity Project run by the Institute for Justice and Reconciliation. Tell us a bit about what you do.
Well, that project was launched last year, September. It was basically, they made documentaries about various South Africans and emphasizing that they're all unique individuals, and then portraying their lives as to transcend stereotypes regarding either being a white South African or being a black South African, and then emphasizing that we all have unique stories in our own right. So the African Identities Project is a series launched to, in a way, transcend stereotypes that South Africans have of one another.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for your time. Your parents are progressive indeed. I mean, many times you get ethnically African children with white or Western names, but very rarely have I seen a blonde, almost blonde, blue-eyed, pale-faced Kabelo. I think it's very refreshing. And thank you so much for your time. All the best with all your future endeavors. Happy Heritage Day. Thank you so much.
You too.
Will we leave it